speakers.
Pump the jam, pump it up.
Let your feet all pumping. I think that's the song. Yeah, that's the right song. Oh, Oh no.
Oh, you're already recording?
Yeah.
Oh, it's baby time.
Hey, what's up? Hey.
I feel you, dog.
Are we recording already?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I have to hold this. I don't know. Figure out. I don't know. How's my snare? Hello.
What up, gangsters?
What's up, Basic Nation? Welcome back to episode, I believe this is 18 of the Basic Boyz podcast.
We got a special guest today.
Little special guest, KJ47 in the house. Chilling,
JK.
hanging, whatever.
JK47.
Those aren't his initials.
Yeah, but me and him.
How
We're a team.
So where's the 47 come in?
Like an AK-47.
So why are you switching his initials for yours?
Because then it rhymes. No, because his first name K, my first name J, JK. Well, it works for you too. Then he's
All
like
right.
a little gun, firing at these haters
I respect it.
in pharmacies.
Oh, God. Today's going to be a slightly more serious episode.
And it's raining. It's perfect.
And right, yeah, we're just matching the weather out here, guys. That's all we're doing. But yeah, we're here to talk about our mental, because that's very important these days. And the both of us are dealing with some things, respectively.
Earmuffs, baby, but we're big fucked.
No, we're not big fucked.
I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're just we're just trying to make it work out here. That's all we're doing. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's definitely a struggle. But you live and you learn and you try to get through it, and it's just
I feel weird that I got headphones and you don't.
Well, it's all right. Don't worry about it. One of us has to listen to what's going on in this episode. Oh my God,
He didn't like that.
throwing your head around.
What up?
So yeah, it's been I don't know. How have you been the past? What's 2 weeks since I've seen you? No,
Probably longer.
give or take. I don't really know.
Was I here
This
last
is-
week?
This is go-to
Like-
hold right here.
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Yeah. How you been?
Oh, it's been rough.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you?
Oh, it's been it's been something. That's
It's
for sure.
been something.
It's yeah. I've been struggling lately. Past so is he, as you can tell. It's okay, man. It's okay. We're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain why or what's been going on, but
That's the hardest part.
yeah. Your boy's been in a dark place lately. It's not.
Same.
I don't like it. I don't know how I got there. I don't know how I'm gonna get out, but I'll get out eventually, one way or the other. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't understand why it's a thing, because I don't feel like it should be a thing for me. I don't. When I look at like.
So it's a new thing for you.
It's
Ish.
not new, because I've felt like this before, but I've never felt this. It's never lasted this long.
Yeah.
Like
this
I've
deep in
struggled. I've struggled with like shit, and life has been hard, and it puts you in a damp mood or whatever. But it's never progressed to the point that it has now.
Yeah.
And it came to a head early this week, I want to say. Last weekend, surprisingly at Hallie's parents' house, so that was just a bad look all around, because then they knew something was up, and I was like, yes, but like I don't know what to say. I don't know how to explain it to you.
Yeah, that's happened to me
But
before.
yeah, it was rough, and they took notice. Hallie took notice. She actually slept at her parents' house that night, and I just came back here and figured it out, solo doloed it.
I mean, sometimes that's what you need.
And that's
A little time to yourself and decompress.
Yeah, and that's usually how I process when I get into
Me too.
situations like this, I'm gonna stand up because this man likes to. Oh, that's loud. I'm sorry. I know. These mics pick up all the gain.
All the gains. Need the gains. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's a weird thing because, like, now that I post about it and I'm pretty open about everything, a lot of people reach out and they're like, hey, what do I do? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm just telling you I go through it.
Right? It's like, I'm trying to figure it out too, bro.
Yeah, but I'm the same way. Like, I'll get in my little cave, shut the world out.
Yeah.
And Steph asked me even just a few weeks ago, when I told her, I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm in a low. She was like, okay, good. I'm glad you told me because I thought something I did wrong or you weren't talking and you haven't said anything. And I'm like, that's what I do. I just shut down and can't explain it.
Yeah, that's the hard part too, because Hallie thought that it was something that she did. And she was like, are we okay? And I'm like, yeah, like we're okay. I'm just struggling. It's not anything you did. It's not anything anybody really did. It's just, I don't know, and that's the hard part. I don't know how to explain.
You're so tall.
Thank you. Do you want to stand up too? You can. You'll still be in frame.
My back hurts.
Okay. I understand. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know it's not the relationship. It's not like I have a beautiful relationship. I have a beautiful family. I have a beautiful house. I have a job that pays well, and I have good benefits. And
that makes it more frustrating.
Right, because I'm like, where's the disconnect? What is,
because that's
why?
me too. That's exactly how I feel. Because I'm like, this is the best I've ever done in my life. Why am I so fucking sad? Yeah. But we also talked about this a little bit before he was born, about like how hard it can be, especially because you're not getting sleep. And then you guys kind of get mad at each other for no reason because you have no directed, there's nowhere to put your frustrations.
Right.
You can't be like, and I think I made a joke where you're like, shut up, baby.
This baby won't shut up.
And then like, you can't yell. That's not the baby's fault. It's not your fault. It's not her fault. It's, and even though you're not a new parent, every new parent goes through, like when there's a newborn, that's kind of, and I think that's why nowadays a lot of people break up and there's a lot of like single parents because they can't push through that part because they don't recognize, hey, it's not me, it's not you, it's not the baby, it's just a hard time, and we got to figure it out. Yeah.
And it's even more difficult because like Hallie's dealt with her struggles in the past as well, and she's she sees a psychotherapist like monthly, once a month or so, and she's been on like depression medication like Wellbutrin and like all this other stuff. And so for her, it's really easy for her to notice when she's struggling because she's worked through that and talked to someone and figured out the signs lately, and so it's difficult because I'm trying to help her and also help me. Hi, speak of the lovely, it's her birthday, by the way.
Oh, happy birthday. I knew, I was going to surprise you. Didn't even know you were here.
Are you still on your call? That's okay. He's chilling right now. I got him.
Yeah, he's good.
He was, because he just woke up.
I told him, I'm taking a break.
Oh, you guys have been up there for a while, and you have not eaten anything today, so you should definitely eat something. He's all right. He's chilling. He's in his football hold. But yeah, so it's like trying to, I don't know, make sure that I'm there for everybody, and then also trying to find the time for myself.
Yeah.
Where do you fit it all? It's like kind of like the gym thing. It's like, where do you find the time to do this stuff? You just got to figure it out somewhere and just throw it in somewhere.
I think that's what makes it harder for you because you've never had it on this level where you have all these other responsibilities and you're dealing with this and it's kind of new because like you said, it's the longest it's lasted. So you're trying to figure that out while figuring all this other shit out.
Yeah.
So your brain is like, yo,
what is happening?
We need to shut down.
There's a chemical imbalance that we don't like right now.
Some bullshit.
Seriously though. Yeah. And it's...
So like you just said, how she can recognize it, and then me now I'm going through it, I can recognize it. That's the same way she can, but you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, is this what you guys are talking about?
This sucks. Everything's dark and sad, and I don't want to eat, and what the hell's going on?
Well, that's why I think it's good about my plan now is I learned if I have a schedule and I have a regiment, I'm not hungry. Like all last week when I was going through it, I wasn't hungry, but I was like 4 o'clock, got to eat.
Yeah.
7 o'clock, got to eat.
And that's how I've kind of tried to look at it because I know a lot of bodybuilders, they're just like, I don't want to eat, but food is fuel. And I'm like, I know I need to eat for my body to just, keep being able to function. But I had no desire. Like I was eating like a meal a day the past like week or so. And I was like, this isn't okay.
Before I got on this like whole I guess, recovery trail. I was the same way. I was eating dinner. That was it. I'd eat dinner at work and then whatever.
Mine was breakfast. I can always get a good breakfast in. But after that, I was like, I don't want anything else.
I don't ever get hungry till nighttime.
Really?
So even I wake up, I'm like I didn't eat. Today's a rest day, so I have less meals, so I can wait to eat. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't want to eat.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten yet. I've been up since 8, and I'm not hungry.
Damn.
But I got to eat after this. My first meal is at 1, technically.
Right.
And yeah, it fucking sucks.
So it's been a fun. I mean, I've been better the past couple days because we were able to kind of talk it out, and love her. She was able to give me that one night of space that helped tremendously because I was able to just kind of process through whatever it was that I was feeling at the time.
It's important that you talk about it too. That you're like, hey, don't know what it is. It's not you. It's not me. But
it took a while. It wasn't like I didn't start there. That was she kind of forced that out of me, which thank God she did, because or else who knows where we would be right now, especially with like a trip coming up tomorrow. It's like traveling is stressful enough as it is. You don't
especially
want
with a baby.
Yeah, and you don't want the two responsible adults to not be a cohesive unit when trying to navigate an airport and a travel day and layovers, and it's like you gotta make sure that your mind's right for stuff like that. So
especially if you're like frustrated with the baby and you're
right,
and he's in your arms, you're not gonna ask her for help because you're already pissed off.
Right?
So you're like, no, I got it. I got it. Don't fucking worry about it. I'll do everything. That's what's going on in your head. But really, if you talk it out, you could be like, hey, can I have like 10 minutes? I'm just gonna take a walk.
Right. Just take a lap real quick around this terminal.
Exactly.
I'll be right back. I'll be fine. Yeah. So but we were able to kind of talk it out, but I don't think it never really came to like we tried to like figure out the root cause or like why I was feeling the way I was feeling, but because I didn't know why, it
doesn't always work like
that. I was like, I don't know. Like I know it's not her. I know it's not him. I know it's not, I don't know. I don't know what it was or what it is.
Part of it too, I have like this theory of like when a baby's first born, it's like all that build up. The baby's born, excitement. Now it's just life.
For sure.
So it's like the exciting part is over.
Yeah.
Now it's like you're happy, but you
get like,
fuck, this is exhausting.
Yeah.
I can't even like have a minute to myself.
Yeah.
And when I do, it's only to recharge. It's not even like for fun.
Yeah.
Like
for
when
sure.
I texted you yesterday, I was like, hey, your Xbox turned on. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna watch the game. Like it's not for fun, it's just for me to chill.
All while we're still trying to figure out what we need to pack. And like it was just background noise kind of for a little while. I don't know. I think it was, if I had to guess, maybe it was a culmination of a lot of different things. The fact that we've kind of been cooped up in this house for so long. Like I've been working from home for over a year now. And, while I don't mind working from home, having that work-life separation is nice to have.
It definitely is, yeah.
And I didn't really have that, because work is just always on me. Like my phone is connected to my emails, so I see them all the time, and I'm always reachable to
last time you
people I work with.
I was here, so it was like the second I got out of work, you're like, all right, let's go do something.
Yeah.
And then we'd leave, go do something, come back.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right, exactly. And I haven't had that in a while, and like our air conditioner is broken, and it's been hot as hell the past couple weeks, and being in a hot, muggy, humid house is never fun.
And you're like, this
right.
is terrible.
And now everybody's just pissed and angry. And he's not comfortable. She's not comfortable. I'm not. It's like, how do you cool off a baby that's can't control their own body temperature, really?
I'm hot too, baby.
Right. We both want to jump in a cold shower right now. Shoot. But yeah, I don't really know if there's like a root. I mean, maybe it's just something that has always kind of been there for me, that I've always kind of been able to manage it on my own. And now that I don't know if I don't have the time, or if I don't feel like I'm like it's a priority for me. Like I feel like taking care of him or helping her or whatever is like it takes more precedent than trying to figure out whatever the heck I have going on.
Yeah, especially with the newborn, your like brain is in survival mode, so you're not thinking about yourself. You're like, I gotta provide, I gotta get whatever. I gotta do this. I gotta do that.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, you're like, oh, I'm fucking sad. Shit, I didn't.
Whoa, where did this come from?
And then you don't even know, and it's just pushing it down makes it worse. Which I just started learning that from not drinking anymore. I'm like, oh shit, I haven't been dealing with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm not drinking this weekend, which I was going to, and now I'm not because I was like, no, because it's gonna set me back.
Yeah. Right.
And that's the hard thing about like trying to figure out how do I carve out that time to figure my shit out.
Right.
And it can come from nowhere because it just does. That's just how it is. It could be something from like a fucking year ago that just laid dormant.
Right.
And then
that you just pushed down so long and it just festered and built up. And
so you're over whatever it initially was, but that feeling is still there.
Like you don't even remember what the issue was, but just something happens and it just bubbles up and you're like, oh, shoot, what is this?
I can't believe she swiped on me. In my face.
Oh, but yeah, I don't know. And it's interesting because especially knowing that like my family has struggled with this too. Like there's people in my family that are close to like my mom or my sisters directly. I don't think have, but like both of my cousins have. I think one of my uncles is currently dealing with something. Like both my cousins, I think were hospitalized for it. And it's like, what, like, is it a genetic thing? Is it like...
It is. A lot of it is because I know a lot of my family deals with the same stuff, but it goes untreated because they've always been that mentality of, oh, that's bullshit,
Right,
but I know my sister's like me, so she gets help. I get help. I know my cousin, he gets help now because he figured out, and he was asking me about like anxiety meds and stuff. I'm like, yeah. It makes a difference. Fucking, if you need it, you need it.
Right. What do you think for you was like the turning point where you were like, I need to like talk to someone or I need to like figure out what the hell is going on with me right now?
It's weird because I've had it happen so many times, but then I just don't do it because eventually the feeling just goes away. So it's weird to, and then when I had my doctor's appointment today, even though I got out of this like that period over the weekend, I just woke up and was like, oh shit, I'm good today. So I had to tell my doctor, I was like, hey, I need like more therapy. This isn't working. Whatever's happening isn't working. And she was like, I'm so glad that you're telling me because a lot of people don't say anything and then it gets worse and worse and worse. I was like, I don't want to just ask for it when things are bad because then I'm not ready to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with it. And I was explaining it to her. And then like I told you, the conversation with the other doctor, the ADHD doctor, when she called me, she was like, oh, you missed your appointments. And I didn't want to tell her why I missed the appointments. Like, I was busy, but I just didn't feel like talking.
Right.
Because I was feeling like shit. And then I told her, I was like, I've been kind of in a low. She's like, how you doing? I was like, nah, I'm good. Not good, but it is what it is. And then she was like, no, it shouldn't be. No, that's not. It shouldn't be not what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I got like a little tear out. I was like, all right, gotta go to work. Bye.
Damn it.
Suck those tears back into my tear ducts, and I'm hitting the road.
Keep it moving. Oh, yeah, it's awesome that you were able to recognize like, hey, something is still not like I know I've been getting the help, but something's still not what it should be.
Yeah.
Because I know, man. Tell me about it.
Because it's not just meds. It's not just like, it's a combination of everything that you need to actually get there. If you need it. Some people don't. Some people don't need meds and they can just go to therapy or vice versa. You can just get meds and be fine, whatever. But for me, we need a full court press on this.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Look at that.
Hi, Mommy. Sure. If you feel like you have the hands and... Because I want you to eat, too. Like, I don't want you to...
I got a protein bar. Don't
Girl.
worry. Oh. Sounded like something just cut out.
I turn it off.
Oh.
Yeah, so it doesn't make a loud noise.
Oh, the mic? Oh.
It's got a little switch on it right there.
Okay, I'm not an idiot. I know mics have a switch.
I'm the audio technician in this, okay?
You look like...
Maybe? You might be hungry. Yeah. Let me take this kangaroo.
Yeah, you look like Ray. What's her name? Ray Skywalker. When she has that like white sash thing.
That was my baby kangaroo carrier. I love this thing. It's fantastic. Oh. All right. Ooh, I could put headphones on.
Now I don't feel as awkward.
Turn them down so I don't blow my ears out.
So yeah, and then I know I was in that ADHD workshop a few weeks ago. I didn't even talk about this. I was a little embarrassed. Like, she was like, so what are your goals? What do you want to do? Like, why do you want to get help for ADHD? Like, what does it matter? She's like, is it just for work? I was like, that's part of it. I was like, but honestly, I want to go back to school. Like, I've tried and failed so many times.
Right.
And she was like, okay. And why, though? Like, I need to know. Like, you got to really get a concrete, like, why do you want to do this?
Yeah.
And I got emotional because I was like, I want to do it to, like, show my kids, like, and to prove to myself that I can do it. And she's like, well, the first thing you need to know is you're not stupid. You're not an idiot. That's not what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then I fucking started crying because I was like, I felt stupid my entire life.
Yeah.
But then Steph or like some people that are close to me, like the way that I talk and the way that like I go about things, like your brain is really quick. You're on your shit. Like if we're just sitting here joking, I can connect shit from like 10 degrees of separation in like half a second. And she's like, so you're not dumb. Like you're on your shit. It's the way your brain is wired. So I got super emotional. And she's like, I want to help you reach this goal because I don't think that's fair. And then I told her the story. And I don't know if I talked about it on here or told you. But, like, last time I went to school in Boston, I had a meeting with the dean who was like, you're getting good grades in all these classes, but these classes you're failing. She's like, there's no middle ground. I think you need to apply yourself more. But also, college isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
Fuck you mean college isn't for everybody? You're the fucking dean. You're not my friend. You're the dean. You're supposed to tell me, like, hey, here's what we should do. Here's this plan of attack. Are you getting a tutor? Yes, I'm getting a tutor. Okay, are you studying? Yes, I'm studying. Like, I would go to class, like, 2 hours early to study and do my homework.
Right.
And this is in Boston, so I'm waking up at, like, 5 a.m. to get on the train to go there. And then with ADHD and everything else, I was missing trains. I was this and that, late, and sometimes I would stay way later. There was times I had to drive to Boston on a Saturday to go get my fucking notebook. That happened, like, 3 times.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Like, so I know it's not, some people aren't. No, fuck you. Fuck you. So when this lady was telling me this stuff, I, like, got emotional because I was like, I never realized how serious all this, like, mental health stuff is.
Oh, God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was always like, I'm just sad. I'll get over it.
Yeah.
I'm just dumb. Whatever.
Whatever. It's fine.
Whatever.
I think I've always known how serious it can be, but only from, like, an outside perspective.
Yeah. I didn't know it was for me.
Right. Exactly.
I was like, everybody gets sad.
Right. And that's the thing. It can show up so differently in everybody that there's no way to know. Like, everybody's experience is completely different. Like, yeah, there might be some similarities as far as, like, you might not know how to explain how you feel or explain, like, where it started or, you know, even what would help you feel better, you know, because Hallie was like, how can I help you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, that's genuinely, I have no idea how you can help me. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I feel you. It's okay.
But yeah, it's like I've always kind of known how serious it can be, but not knowing how it affects me personally or how I can even combat it or even how I can ask for help for just me.
That's the hardest thing. Just like being able to suck it up, be like, hey, I need help, because that's even harder than dealing with it sometimes where you're like, I don't want to fucking add, like, what am I going to say? I don't even know. Yeah. Especially because you're like, how do I even convey how I feel? Because I don't know how I feel. I just know this ain't it. Yeah. And then you'll think about it too, where I'm like, okay, well, what if it's, and then I try to like put these scenarios in my head, like if I hit this milestone, that milestone. So say for me, it's like, okay, what if I compete? What if I get my degree? What if I had $1 million right now? Right. I was like, I still wouldn't be fucking happy. Right. That's not what it is. Yeah. It's not because of any of that stuff. So you can't even explain it to be like, hey, I need help, but I don't know why. Yeah. Don't know what to tell you. Right. Right. So that's why I don't know if you've seen my post before, but when I post certain things, I always talk about like men suffering in silence, because you have to, because you don't know how to talk about it, because we're never told how to talk about it. No. Where women, they can go with their friends, and that's how they've always been. They just like, they'll like, you see the movies, they cry in the bathroom, and then they talk about it. They do this, and then they talk about it. Where we're just like, stop being a bitch. And you're like, you're right. Let's go drink. Let's go smoke. We'll be fine. We'll watch some sports. Yeah. That's what we do.
Bury my emotions. Yeah.
But then it's 10 times worse. Right. And that's how I developed the alcohol problem. Because of the same thing. I didn't want to ask for help. So I just kept suppressing. And now I'm struggling all the time because I'm like, fuck, I got to deal with this.
Yeah. It would be interesting to, like, because I didn't really do any research about it, like mental health struggles in men, but it would be interesting to see, like, if you did a study, what percentage of men, like, struggled with something but never admitted to it. You know, like they just kept it in and they just let it fester.
It's impossible to get men to admit what they don't admit.
I know. That's why it would just be interesting to know.
It's like the future of mental health, but instead of cheating, it's mental health.
Oh, because it's like I don't know why it's always been so frowned upon for men to be in tune with their emotions.
Because you're supposed to be a rock. You're supposed to be the anchor. You're supposed to be the one that holds down the fort. You're the captain. You're the leader. You're supposed to. That's what it's supposed to be. So in most people's eyes, if you go to work and you see your boss crying, man or woman, you look at them a little differently.
True.
You don't mean to.
Yeah.
It's not on purpose, but it's instincts of like, why the fuck you're the boss, dude? Suck it up. Let's fucking figure this shit out and solve it.
Right.
But you don't think like, oh, what if this motherfucker's wife just left him?
True. You don't know what's going on in his personal life.
Someone in his family died.
Right.
But instead, in your brain, for whatever reason, because the way we're wired, you're just like, oh, man, he's being a bitch.
This guy can't lead us. He's
and it sucks, too, because you know your struggles, but you don't think about it with other people's struggles. Because, like, if I see someone crying, I'm just like, that's fucking weird. You shouldn't be doing that in public. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then I'll keep walking and mind my business. Don't think anything of it. But then I've done it in my car where I'm driving home from somewhere. I'm driving somewhere and I'm fucking crying. I know someone's seen me and they're thinking the same thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it happened a few times driving back from Mass because I'll think about my kids and I'll think about how I'm not always there. And I'll think about, so I get real emotional thinking about it. Or like a song will come on and it'll make me think about that not being there. And then I get emotional. And then the way my brain is, I think of every little thing that fucking makes me feel that way at the same time. So
talk about a tsunami of emotions.
That's why when like I'm in a low, it's like it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper.
Right.
And like you said, it's hard to talk about. It's hard to be like, hey, I need help. I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why today, only because of the fact that we're talking about this, is I told my doctor I need more therapy. I was like, this ain't working. I need help of what to do when I'm in that because I don't want to get to that point where I'm considering suicide or like, because I've fucking been there and it sucks.
Yeah. It's, for sure. It's not easy, especially when you've been that low and you're like, I know, because I've felt that way once before in college when my roommate had like these extra strength Tylenol pills. I'm like, what if I just took like 20 of these right now and just fell asleep and just never woke up? It's like, would that fix it? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it wouldn't fix it. It would like, sure. Yeah. I wouldn't feel anything anymore because I would no longer be here, but then it would just pass that problem to my loved ones, you know, my mom or my sisters or my friends who were close to me and
that's how I see
stuff
it.
like that. So I think while it seems like in the moment it's like the only option when you're feeling that low and that dark, it's such a selfish choice to make because you're only thinking about you in that moment, which is fair because all you know is that pain and that struggle and that darkness that you're going through. So you're not thinking about, you know, if anybody else would be affected by this decision. And it's tough and it's hard and it's even more difficult when you can't just ask someone, hey, like, can we just come like hang out for like a couple hours? Like, we don't have to do anything. Let's just like shoot the shit. Like, even that would help me, but I don't have that capability to really do that, especially in an adult setting when there's so many different responsibilities that you have to focus on, that taking that step back and thinking like, oh, I need some time for just myself. Like that feels just as selfish as like a suicidal thought almost. Yeah. In these moments, for me at least.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I have to go I'm seeing the twins back-to-back weekends, and I was like, okay, but I'm coming home Monday instead of Tuesday. And she was like, okay, yeah, that's fine since you're driving, whatever. And I told Steph, and I was like, and she's coming back Tuesday. And I was like, I needed a day. Like and this was when I was still in my low, but I'm still going to do it. I was like, I need a day where it's just me. Like, I don't have to work. I don't have to go to the gym, or I don't have an agenda that day. Like, I need a day. Yeah. And she was like, no, definitely. And, like, last weekend, hers was, she went back last weekend, too, because she felt the same way. I was like, leave Violet here with me. You go do whatever you need to do. Yeah. And she called me because she was stressed out with her, and she's crying and everything. I'm like, fucking let it out. Go ahead. Talk to me. Whatever you need. I'll sit on the phone all day.
For sure.
I mean, she didn't know I was playing Madden at the same time, so I was cool. But she's not going to care because I was still listening. Like,
right, of course, yeah.
But she knew. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm playing Xbox. She's like, can I just talk for a minute? I was like, talk as long as you want to. Don't
let it run.
But like, even if I was in the gym, I would have left because I know how it is, how hard it is to even be like, hey, can I talk? Because I can't do that.
Yeah. No. And I think it's hard for me to do that because even though I know it's okay to not be okay, it's okay to feel down and have those emotions, I still don't like when they come out. Like even right now, I'm like trying to fucking fight back.
That's why
my
I cut
tear
off
ducts.
talking right after I got teary eyed. I was like, your turn.
Shut it down. Like I don't like it, but I can't. Like when I start talking about this stuff, it's just I have no control over it. Like it's just like I'm probably gonna start crying again in a minute. I can already feel it coming.
Let it out.
So I think that's kind of why I don't know if I run from it or if I just suppress that I need to talk to somebody because I don't know if it's that like I feel vulnerable in those moments or if it's just like my history of like my stepdad saying like, oh, don't be a pussy or like
that's what mine
men
is.
don't show emotions or whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's why it was so hard for me to do that. Yeah.
And that's kind of like why I appreciate that I was essentially raised by women because I feel like if I had a more stable male figure that was either my biological dad or my stepdad, I don't think that I would have been able to recognize when my emotions are at play or like when they're coming into like I don't know if I would recognize like being able to be like sad. Like I'd be like, oh, I'm just having a bad day, or oh, I'm just kind of in a funk.
That's
or
how I
like,
used to think. Yeah, I'm in a funk.
It's just one of those days. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Fucking Mondays. Right?
My eggs weren't fluffy enough this morning, or whatever the fuck, you know. Like
gotta add milk.
So I think that it kind of being raised by my mom and my grandma, it kind of helped me identify when I'm struggling. But I'm still not equipped to reach out and ask somebody for help. I don't know why that's such a difficult task for me. I mean, I think I can assume because I'm a man or whatever, and I don't want to put myself in that kind of a vulnerable state. Do you got to? Oh no, it's a spam risk.
Christmas, Florida.
Oh, I'm down. Let's go.
It's a fun town. A lot of ho-ho-hos.
Oh shit.
Couldn't help myself. Sorry.
A little comedic break in the middle of this very serious topic. I like it. I don't even remember what I was saying, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to ask for help, and I think if anybody's listening to this that kind of has ever felt this way or thinks that they've recognized someone that they're close to starting to not be themselves, like just reach out and ask them if they're okay. Ask if they want to hang out. You don't even have to like ask if they're okay. Just be like, hey dog, you want to do something today? Just hang out and just do nothing. Just sit and chill and shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Like that goes such a long way. It really does.
Yeah.
And I don't think that men specifically utilize the friendships that they have.
And I think that's
in
why
that way.
Outside of like if a group chat never existed, even before group chat, our group chat, literally, like I didn't have close friends. I was close with my cousin because I lived with him. Then when I moved back from the army, I lived with my other cousin. Then I came here, I lived with you.
Right.
So if I didn't live with someone, I wasn't doing that.
Right.
So like, and I think that's why I always like talk about like, oh, I don't have a lot of close friends. And that's my fault because of anytime I've been depressed or down, I don't reach out. Yeah. And if I am like hype, I'm like, what are we doing this weekend? It's not a real hangout. We're not really getting into anything. We're fucking going out drinking, not remembering shit. That's it.
Right. Yeah. And while sometimes for some people that's a very maybe it's not a healthy coping mechanism, but it is a coping mechanism.
That was mine.
Yeah.
I was going out probably 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And that's where all my money went. That's why I actually have money nowadays because I don't fucking go out and drink anymore.
Oh, what a difference it makes. You don't realize how quickly that stuff stacks up monetarily until you stop and you're like, I have so much money.
It's easy to spend $100 a night going out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know about here, but
almost
I know in Worcester,
too easy.
$100 easy.
Yeah. No, here is...
I'll buy a $20 bottle to start my night, maybe a 6-pack. There's $30 right there. Then second you get to the bar, let me get a shot and a beer. Yeah. There's $15 right there. Yeah. Probably. Maybe 10.
Right.
And then when I'm drinking, I'm tipping big because I used to be a bartender. So I was like, I know how much this sucks. Here's $5 for that one beer. Like a fucking idiot. And then after, of course, you got to get food.
Of course.
There goes another $20. Oh, want to be safe? Got to take an Uber. There's another $20. It adds up so fast.
It really does. It truly does.
And I didn't realize how bad it was of like those nights. I don't know if you've had them, but I know I don't want to air anybody's business out, but I know me and several of our very close friends that are in the group chat, when we'd go out and drink, if we were in a low, you could tell at the end of the night because we're talking about shit. We're getting emotional, sometimes crying, like just saying about shit that we don't talk about, even if it's from forever ago.
Yeah.
And that would happen all the time. Mm-hmm. And then when I lived on, what your favorite place, Hair Downstairs, when I lived in that apartment, all the time I would have people come over after, and I would get emotional like every fucking night.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was because I was fucking depressed.
Right. And you won't until...
And it was the same as you, though. It was like, we just had twins. I should be happy. Just had, I got all this money. I'm engaged. I got this life. And I got everything I wanted and da-da-da. And that wasn't it.
Yeah. It's like you take a step back and you look objectively at like what's going on in your life. Like, I should have nothing to be sad about. Mm-hmm. Literally nothing.
And then I can look back now. I'll see certain pictures and stuff. And I'm like, holy shit. I was fucking sad.
Yeah.
Look at me with this big smile. Sad as shit.
Right.
And then when I think about it, I'm like, in the moment, I know I was, and I was pretending I wasn't. That's fucking weird.
That's exactly what I do, too.
Yeah.
Pretend like I'm okay.
And I don't know until after.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I was fucking pretending. That's not me. Oh, shit.
Oh, I forced that whole personality for a month. God damn.
Still got them jokes off, though.
I think it's also interesting how, like, men specifically, or... whoever, I guess it's not just men specifically, but how people who don't recognize that they're depressed or don't recognize that they're in such a dark place, how the introduction of alcohol, and as soon as you have enough, once that inhibition goes away, how it all just comes and festers to the top. It's like alcohol is a hell of a drug, you know? It'll bring out your, what do they say? Your drunk you is the true you, or the honest you, or whatever. Drunk thoughts.
I think my first night home after I got out of the Army, went out drinking with a bunch of people, and after I fucking snapped, and I was like, I was fucking depressed, and none of you cared. I reached out to all of you, none of you hit me back, because I did.
Yeah.
And this was at the time, like, when I was getting forced to go to the doctor because they were afraid I was going to kill myself in my unit. They were like, you need to go to, and I had to see the chaplain twice a week, and I had to see a therapist twice a week. Yeah. Separate days. And at the end of every session, I need you to give me a reason why you're not going to kill yourself this weekend or this week or whatever. And I was like, Jesus. I was like, my daughter, obviously, my daughter. But then I'd text and like tell people, and then it was like, oh, we'll go out drinking, we'll do this, we'll do that. I'm like, that's not what the fuck I need. No, that's not what I need. That's not what I need to hear either. So I snapped on everybody. I was like, none of you were fucking there. Not a single one of you. But then when I went through this last shit, everybody was there. I can't fault anybody because they, especially like Joey and Matt and Kelvin, all of them were there. Yeah. The whole time. Right. And like the day it happened, I think it was Red texted me and was like, yo, you want to go get a drink? You want to go get some food, whatever? Yeah. And I appreciate those guys so much. And because of that, because I was in that space again and it was really bad. And I was pretending I was fine for like the first month, but then it hit hard. And if it wasn't for this group of friends that we have, I would be fucking dead.
I feel that, man. Hard. Yeah, it is. It is hard. I mean, it's hard to. Oh, do you think? I'll switch a little bit. Do you think that when you were in that first go through, when you had to go see the chaplain and all that stuff, when they were kind of essentially, do you think you felt forced to go to therapy?
I was forced to go. I had an escort that made me go.
Oh Jesus! Do you think that helped ultimately, or do you think that the pressure of
it helped because I wouldn't have gone?
Okay. Yeah.
I was showing up to work drunk, like, yeah, not drunk enough for them to know, but like, I knew.
Yeah, right. Because I feel like that's a slippery slope for people when they're in that kind of a mindset. If you like try to put them in a corner and like force them to do something, then that kind of can spur a more negative reaction. Yeah. But I'm very happy for you that it didn't.
I think it's because it's like kind of like the Army way. Like you say, I do, I have to, I have no choice.
Yeah.
And so I still kind of see it like that. If they say, even at work, like anything someone says, I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to do it.
Yeah.
Like the vaccine, like everyone's like, oh, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, well, they said we had to do it, so whatever. And you can say I'm sheep, say whatever, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. But I'm like, if this is what I got to do for this shit to be over, whatever. That's the mentality the entire time you're in the army. You got to stay late. Hey, but if you get this done, we don't got to stay late. Like, fuck it, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Even if it's some shit you don't want to do. We got to pick up every piece of sand one by one. All right, let's do it. Let's just fucking get it done. Who cares? Let's just get it done.
Pick up this whole desert.
We can sit here and bitch, or we could just do it.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was at. Where I was like, I could fight this, or I could just go and whatever. And if I don't care what he's saying, then I don't care. So the second I met with the chaplain, I was like, I'm not religious. I don't believe in any of this. Just so you know. He goes, you don't have to. He's like, that's not what we're here for. I was like, then why am I here? He's like, because you're hurting and you need someone to talk to, so I'm here to talk. I was like, I'm not going to talk to you. He goes, you don't have to, but we're going to sit here then. Yeah. And then he would start talking, and then he would trick me, and I would start talking. I'm like, this motherfucker is good. He's good.
That's funny.
And he, like, gave me a Bible. I was like, keep that, please.
Hold that.
He, like, slid it, and I'm like, like when someone writes an offer, and you're like, just don't insult me.
How dare you, sir? It was kind of like your Bucky Barnes moment from Captain America Winter Soldier. He's like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't give a fuck about this therapy session. Yeah, exactly. And then in the end, you're like, fuck, you helped me so much. Damn it. It's like going back to when you're a kid and you got to listen to your parents when you're young. Yeah. Fucking should have, damn it. You knew what you were talking about the whole time. Oh, yeah. There was one time where I wasn't forced to go to therapy or anything, but it was highly recommended that I should. And it was when I was in college and my mom and my stepdad had just gotten divorced. And for me, that was big for me because growing up, I didn't feel like I had like that father figure because my biological dad, my parents weren't together. And like, while he was still in my life, he wasn't, there was weekends where he was like, I'm going to show up. And then he wouldn't show up. And then, so, I was always kind of looking for that male figure as a 9-year-old coming up in the world. Oof. Right.
Like the roughest age.
Right. And that's when I believe it was like 9 or 10 maybe, was when my mom and stepdad got married. And then by the time I'm 18, 19 in college, and then they split up. So for like 10 years, he was like, I knew him as my dad. Like I was calling him dad and all that good stuff. And then they broke up and it was messy, like messy. And he was doing stuff that I don't condone any man do to, like terrifying stuff. And I felt helpless because I was across the country, literally. Like I couldn't do anything. Like what was I even going to do in that situation? Yeah. I don't know. Probably nothing at all. But still, just the fact that I felt so far removed from the situation, that was hard for me to deal with. And someone was like, hey, why don't you go to like the school counselor and just talk about your feelings. And like I set up an appointment and I blew it off. I didn't go. That's what because to me. Yeah. I was like, I don't fucking need this. And then that was one of those situations where those emotions, I just pushed them down and I just let them fester. And that was probably one of the first times where I started to feel that depressed feeling come in. And I was like, no, don't do that. No, go away. Yeah.
There we go. Then the next time it's like, there we go. Then it's like, there we go. Then it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, until literally this week. And I'm like, I can't. And I wasn't even like an explosion. It was just like I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything. I was not in a good mood. I wasn't like my normal jokey self. I knew that I was off. And everybody around me knew that something was off.
It's worse when they know. And then you could tell by the way they're looking at you and you're like.
Yeah. It was bad when
joke,
LOL, LOL. But it was bad when like, it was bad when Hallie's mom, she was like trying to offer me dinner, and I was like, no, thank you. I don't really feel like eating. And she's like, you never turn down food. And I was like, And then it was to a point where like we were all in the living room watching basketball, and like everybody just left, and it was just me by myself. And I'm like, damn, I'm so unpleasant to be around right now. That everybody just dipped.
It's not funny, but it's like I've been in that situation so many times.
And it's eye-opening because you're just sitting there by yourself and like nobody wants to be around you because you're just sad, pathetic, don't want to talk about like your emotions.
Around you.
Right. You just bring down the whole room.
Everyone's just like, fuck, I feel like I can't even talk about this motherfucker.
What's wrong with this guy right now? Shoot. Yeah,
Is it already sad boy summer? Fuck. Thought there was a joke.
Summer solstice is hit in. God damn. So yeah, that was my, I guess you can call it my explosion moment, but I felt like it was more of an implosion where I was like,
that's
internally.
that's a better word for it.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, shit, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I was ignoring it and fuck.
Mm-hmm. And it was hard. It was hard to get through that day. It was hard to get through. The next day was difficult too, but I was able to kind of remove myself, like I said, Hallie gave me that space to be able to just figure out what the hell was going on. And, we texted while she was at her parents' house that night and just kind of reassured each other that it wasn't like a relationship thing. It was
That's
just
what's
like,
important, yeah. Because Steph will tell me the same thing. She's like, sometimes I get in my head. I'm like, I do too. So, hey. And there was one day she snapped. I think I texted you too. She like snapped on me about something. She was being mean about something. And I was like, I texted her, I want to be mean, but I know this mental health thing and I need to be cool, be cool.
Right.
And then she like walked by me and like kind of like almost like a a shrug, like, ooh, piece of shit. And so I just turned around and I hugged her. And I was like, hey, I hope you're feeling better or whatever. Yeah. I don't remember what I said. But then she texted me when I was at work and she goes, that hug meant so much. I thought you were mad at me because of how I was being. I'm so sorry. And I was like, sometimes you got to fucking recognize when your partner's going through it.
Absolutely.
Say, okay, what can I do to help? Okay, maybe if I give them space, but explain to them.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you, but I see that you need a minute.
Right.
I'm not mad at you, but I'll give you a hug and then I'll give you your space. Because Steph thinks I just want space. And I'm telling him, like, I don't want space.
Mm-hmm.
I might want silence sometimes. I don't want space.
Sure.
Sit with me.
Just come hang out.
And I'll tell her, like, put on whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Even if I'm watching something, I'm not fucking paying attention. I'm in my own
facts.
head. I don't care. Come in here, put on what you want to put on, or I'm just going to put on The Office.
No, truly, for the 100th time. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man, it's hard out here. Anybody out there who's listening, man,
definitely
go get help, man.
Definitely get help if you need it. And all the dudes that have messaged me and reached out, that's the first thing I tell them.
Yeah.
I probably had like between 5 and 10 people message me. The first thing I say, hey, go talk to a doctor, man. Go talk to, and if they just try to prescribe you something, ask for therapy. Ask for more help because just meds aren't always going to do the trick. Like, some of us have a chemical imbalance in our brain, but you got to learn, like the ADHD workshop I'm in, she explained, like, but then you have the medicine and no direction for it.
Yeah.
It's like, so imagine if you fill up your gas tank, but you don't know where to go. You're wasting your gas.
Right.
Or you're driving fast as you can, but you're going the wrong way.
Yeah. Right.
So what does it matter?
That's
so
true.
You need that guidance and direction from someone who knows how to get you there.
Absolutely.
Because that's the point. Go from sad to happy, A to B. Like fulfill your life, like feel fulfilled in whatever you're doing.
For sure.
And it's weird because, like you said, I've been happier in situations. When I was living out of my car, there was times where I was like, well, at least I got my gym membership. Like, I would think of little things. And, like, in the Army, they always said, like, there was all, before I even felt like that, they had, like, suicide prevention classes you got to take.
Right.
And they would always say, hunt the good stuff, hunt the good stuff. So when I'm in those moments, I try to think of that. And I'm like, oh, well, I got to text, like today. Today would be a good example. I got a text. It was like, can you FaceTime the twins just for like 2 seconds? Audrey wants to talk to you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, that feels good.
Yeah.
Damn, that feels good.
That feels great.
Talked to her. She's like, hi, Dada. Mm-hmm. I drew a picture. And she drew a picture of me. It didn't look like me at all. But
it was you.
But Gianna was like, yeah, she said, she's like, you drew a picture of Dada, right? And she was like, yeah, look. And she already like erased it because it was an Etch-a-Sketch. She's like, look, I did it. And it's like a line. So funny.
Oh, it's beautiful. Hang it in the Louvre.
Yeah, right.
That's great, man.
But you just got to think of those little things.
Right. Yeah. There's meaning to life. Everybody has it. You're important to somebody. Never forget that.
Oh, yeah, at least somebody.
Yeah.
And everyone has at least one person.
At least one. And you just need one.
Even if it's a fucking animal. Who cares?
Sure.
Animals
Yeah. Animals are intuitive. They know when shit's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. This one, she's hella smart. She totally understands when. Usually she just runs and hides because she's like, I don't know how to help you. But
this guy's scary right now. You're already tall. Don't be scary too.
Yeah, he's sad and scary and oh no. But yeah, I'm gonna let you get out of here because I know you gotta go.
Yeah.
This was I'm glad that we were able to talk about this. I hope that we can talk about it more. I'm happy that you're still here.
Thank
Truly.
You. I'm happy you're still here.
Thank you.
Even though it wasn't a close thing, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
You never know what could have been. And I'm glad you
reached out and talked to me.
Yeah.
See, like, even outside of the podcast, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, I did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to reach out. That's the first thing. And then even though it's hard, like you said, hard to get help or want to reach out, but
yeah. And to anybody listening, if you do reach out and you don't get the response you were hoping for, don't be discouraged, because I think reaching out to people and not getting the response that you hope to get really just shows the people that truly care about you.
Yeah.
And
fucking
that's
message us. We don't give a shit. You
Facts.
message me and say you're sad. Like, what's up? What's going on, man?
Hit up the Basic Boys podcast Instagram DMs.
I had someone hit me up and send me a long thing, and I was like, "Hey, I want you to know I'm not ignoring you, but I can't respond right now. I'll get back to you." And then like a few hours later, because I was at work.
Yeah.
And it was a dude I'm friends with from the Army, but still, I was like, "Hey, I don't want you to ever think I don't give a shit.
Right.
I do give a shit.
Right.
Give lots of shits."
Yeah.
But so I think that's important too. If someone reaches out to you and you don't just look at it and be like, "Okay, I'll get back to you in a minute."
Let them
just
know.
Tell them you're busy. Tell them, "Hey, 1 second. Hey."
Absolutely. Dealing with something, but I see you. You're important. I'm coming right back to you. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's like 90% of it too. Just somebody giving a shit.
Yeah.
Somebody fucking acknowledging your existence even.
Truly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Even the
so if you need it, hit us up. We're here for you. For everybody in the Basic Nation. Blah, blah, blah,
sorry
blah.
if you're here for the jokes. The next episode will be much lighter.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Got a lot of jokey topics.
A lot of fun stuff coming down the works. But sometimes, you just got to take a step back and work through some things. Definitely. And that's what we had to do on this episode.
And honestly, I think this played a big part in why we kept putting off recording for a while.
Yeah.
Both of us going through it separately, different things.
Yeah.
Like, we're busy, but we've been busy like this before and made time.
Exactly.
But sometimes it's what it takes. And if that's what you need, that's what you need.
Absolutely. All right, dog.
All right, fam.
This was great.
This was great. I feel a lot
better. Give you a hug after this.
Oh, even though I put my hands in my mouth?
I don't give a fuck. What, you sound like you're going to touch my face.
You know what's funny? I knew in the middle, I was like, I'm hugging this motherfucker.
Oh, all right.
Shut up, bitch.
I didn't know that was that one.
Surprise,
that's the one I was looking
for.
Oh, my bad.
That's all
so
good.
I was like, shut up, bitch, after fucking pouring our hearts out.
All right.
All right, I'm leaving.
Bye.
All right, bye. You want me to stand on the chair?
I don't.
Come here, Dad. I love you, dog. Oh, why are you so sweaty? Are you fucking kidding me?
And I was carrying a baby.
Babies don't sweat that much. You know why? Because they don't drink water.
And my air conditioner's broken.
I just told you. It's not hot in here, though. I've been way hotter in here. I think last time I recorded, I was like, fuck.
Working through my emotions makes me sweat.
I know, right? That was
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, kings and queens, listeners and viewers of the Basic Boys podcast. We out here right now on Route 9 in Massachusetts with Krusty still in our eyes. We're on our way to New York, but that's not important. You know what's important right now? You are. You might have something going on right now or something that's happened that's got you down. And you know what? If you can't change that, you can change. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. It might be for some, and it's going to be easier for others than for most, I feel like. But what's important is that you just try and change. And, if you fail, keep trying. My thing is, what I like to tell myself is that, I like to know my worth always. And if not, like my company, my circle that I keep, they remind me of my worth. Secondly, if I can just be 1% better than the day before, then you fucking won that day. And it's about winning as many days as you can. Alright? You're gonna lose some. I lose some. Believe it or not. But fucking, you can do it. We can do it. Now let's go. I fucking love all of you equally and individually. And just whatever it is that might slow you down, that has you down, you got this. We got this. I love you very much. Shout out to my boys Jay and Jordan. You already know this is 60 Seconds to Sway. Sway's out. Mwah.